This weekend series, the Blue Jays will need a win today to split this series and keep their streak alive of not having lost a series this season. They split the previous 4-game series against the Yankees at Rogers Center, and John Gibbons probably enjoying this nice weather today. It is 16 degrees here at Yankee Stadium on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Take a look at the Blue Jays lineup. 13-7 so far. They're second to the front-running Boston Red Sox. Curtis Granderson, over his last 14 games, batting .351 with 5 extra base hits. And then down in that 6th spot, Kendrys Morales, since he's come off the DL, picked it up right where he left off. 3 for 9 with a double and RBI, and he scored a pair of runs. So the lineup's starting to get a little bit healthier and a little more effective.
They're going to have to be effective today because they get the ace of the Yankees once again, Luis Severino. 4 starts this season. He's 3-1 with a .263 earned run average. Just 24 years old. Won his last start versus Miami, 6 innings. Yeah, he gave up 1 hit, no runs, 8 punch outs against the Marlins. This is the second time the Blue Jays are seeing him. Remember, they saw him on opening day when he gave up just 1 hit against the Blue Jays and pitching into the 6th inning. They have pitched or played well against him when he pitches here at Yankee Stadium. He's 0-2 here at Yankee Stadium with an ERA at 9. So I think the key for the Blue Jays today is make him get that slider over the plate.
Well, the Yankees, the 2 sluggers are in the outfield. Stanton's in left, Judge is in right, Hicks is in center, and they got a new second baseman just called up from the minors.
He got a standing ovation today when his name was announced that he was in the starting rotation. This is Gleyber Torres. He played second base on Friday and Saturday down in the minor leagues with thoughts of coming up here. Wednesday was the cutoff date for the time that they can control him for another year. So here he is making his major league debut.
Curtis Granderson had the only hit against Severino in his first start this season. He takes a first pitch strike, and we are underway. Granderson, we mentioned his hot streak over his last 14 games, batting .351. When the Blue Jays saw Severino on opening day, he threw more sliders than fastballs. It's going to be interesting to see the mix he utilizes here this afternoon.
He's also working with a new catcher in Austin Romine. Gary Sanchez is going to DH today. Romine did a good job yesterday catching Jordan Montgomery.
Romine, a very good defensive catcher, and he is catching for consecutive days. Granderson swings at that nasty slider. First strikeout of the ball game.
That's the key that I was talking about. Make him get that slider over because he throws as hard as anybody in all of baseball. The average pitch speed, about #1. His fastball clocks in at almost 98 miles an hour. Better than Syndergaard, better than Ohtani. And it's rounded out by Morton and Richards. But fastball's explosive, but his slider is his put-away pitch.
Ground ball pulled to third, and Duhar has it. One pitch, and that's the second out of the inning.
That might be what the Blue Jays might have to do today. The first fastball you see, let it go.
Yeah, a lot of Blue Jay hitters have that mindset. They know that if you get a good fastball, you better not miss it. And many of them talked about that in Toronto in Game 1, where he threw some hittable fastballs, but they fouled them back. Got to square them up. So Justin Smoak back in the lineup. He did not play yesterday. He is 3 for his last 31. But you can bet the Blue Jay hitters are going to be anxious to get a good fastball early in the count and try to square it up.
He throws so hard, and you got to respect that slider that he has. One other thing that he does so well, when you compare his first 4 starts from last year to his first 4 starts this year, they're almost identical. Last year, 33 strikeouts, just 4 walks in his first 4 starts. He's got 28 strikeouts and 8 walks this year in his 4 starts.
And last pitch was a changeup. He doesn't throw many changeups. And he tried to get that one over to Smoak early in this ball game. 3-1. Smoak's always shown a good eye at the plate. Smokey has walked 13 times so far this season. Everybody trying to get a feel for what they're dealing with in Severino this afternoon.
Slider 3-1 slider. How about that for respect?
Well, not only that, but now Severino has matured to the point where he knows he can throw that get me over slider to get back in the count. Full count. Foul back.
Mentioned that he beat the Marlins in his last start. It really dominated them. A walk and 8 strikeouts. Just 1 base hit. It was 12-1 by the time he left that ball game.
There were 86 pitches in his last start. Another 3-2 pitch. Another strikeout. There's the slider. He threw it 3-1. He threw it 3-2. And strikes out. Smoke. Couple of strikeouts and a perfect start to the game for Severino. The New York Yankees, and they're looking to win the series, and that was his goal at the start of this 4-game series. The Yankees just a game over 500. They are in 3rd place behind the Blue Jays, and Giancarlo Stanton, well, he's put up good numbers against the Blue Jays starter Jaime Garcia, 7 for 12 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. And then down in the order, Miguel Andujar. His 5-game hit streak is unique. Not only is he 9 for 20, but he's had an extra base hit in each of those 5 games.
Pretty impressive lineup today that Jaime Garcia will face. Making his 4th start of the season. Worked in game 1 of that doubleheader versus Kansas City. 5 innings, 3 earned runs allowed. He walked a batter and had 5 strikeouts. This is his first career start against the Yankees. He has now pitched and started versus 29 of the 30 major league teams. He has never faced his original club, the St. Louis Cardinals. And he won his last 2 starts for the first time since last July. Won his last time and the one before that. So he's looking to go 3-0.
Garcia worked to the switch hitter Aaron Hicks, who's leading off, and he goes after the first pitch. We saw that from Hicks yesterday. He's very aggressive early in the count.
Yeah, yesterday he was picking on Marcus Stroman, hit a couple of weak ground balls against Marcus. This is a good hitting team that's starting, I think, to find its way. The Yankees. It's a big start for Garcia.
Yeah, the Yankees got a great lineup, and they've gotten off to a bit of a slow start offensively, but they had a big game yesterday when they put up 9 runs, and that was featuring a 7-run 6th inning.
We all know about their home run power. That's why they are 2nd in major leagues in slugging percentage. So Garcia's slider changeup combination has got to be down, and it's got to be working.
There's a breaking ball for a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The leadoff man, Aaron Judge, waiting on deck. And Judge, as he's always done, has had a good series against the Blue Jays. Breaking ball pulled into the seats down the left side.
That looked like it was more of his curveball. He'll take a lot off of that curveball and just try to keep it in the strike zone. He'll get a lot of outs with the little cutter slash slider that he'll use to right-handers, or he'll turn the ball over. What Russell's going to have to do, he's going to have to find out what's working early. Does he get a lot of sink on that changeup? How's his slider? And then keep going to it. That pitch right there in his start against the White Sox was a good pitch, but he was facing a lot of young hitters who were swinging at a lot of pitches in the dirt. You're not going to find that with the Yankees.
The Yankees will make you work. There's no question about it. A lot of veteran, experienced hitters in the lineup. Full count. Fly ball to left field. Hernandez is there. He makes the catch, one away. So that'll bring Aaron Judge to the plate. He's had a terrific series. Judge is 6 for 18 in his series, and that just continues the trend he's shown early in his career against the Jays.
How about these numbers in 31 games in his career against the Blue Jays? He already has 12 home runs and 26 RBIs. Hit another home run yesterday on a 3-0 pitch down the left field line. He's got tremendous power to all fields.
He's on quite a stretch. He's reached base in 25 consecutive home games, going all the way back to the 3rd of September. Garcia gets him to go after that first pitch. They mentioned Judge 6 for 18 on this homestand. 5 runs. He's hit 3 home runs, 2 against the Blue Jays in this series. And he scored at least 1 run in 12 of his last 15 games.
You know what he didn't do yesterday? He didn't strike out. Blue Jays got him 3 times on Friday. Yesterday's game, he had no strikeouts. That's never a good sign if you're the opposition.
Garcia gets ahead 0-2. Not only is Judge a power hitter, he's currently 5th in batting average in the American League, batting .338. This time he goes after that curveball. You're right, that's a different breaking ball. He'll throw the curveball occasionally, but so far we've seen it used here in the first inning.
Yeah, maybe he's going to put that in the mind of those hitters. That is a curveball right over the top. Used it about 6.5% so far this year, but maybe they're going to try a different wrinkle this afternoon and pick up that 3rd pitch. Good spot with that one.
D.D. Gregorius, the shortstop, hitting in the 3rd spot. Garcia gets ahead. Boy, when he pitches ahead, it makes it so difficult for the hitters because he's got so much movement and he can always bounce that breaking ball to get him to chase. Inside with the heater. Ball and a strike.
So you just have to work it out and get a feel for what's working today. Obviously, the curveball seems to be a factor already. The first 2 batters have seen him, but he can make that ball really sink.
Drive to right, Granderson back. This one's gonna go. D.D. Gregorius. His 3rd home run on this homestand has given the Yankees a 1-0 lead. That's the 4th home run that Garcia has surrendered to a left-handed hitter this season.
He had only given up 19 in his career coming into this season. He gave up 2 in his last start to Moustakas and Duda. Those were back-to-back. He gave 1 up to Joey Gallo in the start before that, and now gives this one up to Gregorius. The sinker didn't sink. They wanted that ball to sink down inside. Stayed over the middle of the plate, and Gregorius has number 6 already of the season.
Giancarlo Stanton takes strike 1. We mentioned Stanton's numbers. Take a look at this swing by Gregorius.
25 home runs last year for Didi. That's a Yankee Stadium home run.
Boy, it sure is. Granderson went back as if he thought he had a play on the ball in right field. The ball just kept carrying, got into the first row of seats. Stanton, we mentioned 7 for 12 against Garcia with a double and 3 home runs. Line to the third baseman. That will end the inning. But Didi Gregorius continues to swing the red-hot bat early in the season. The home run for Gregorius, his 6th already this year.
Start your night with the Blue Jays on Thursday, April 26th. The first 15,000 fans in attendance receive this Josh Donaldson t-shirt. Then join us pregame in the WestJet flight deck for live music and entertainment. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com. Buck.
Thursday night at 6 for the first time, and the Boston Red Sox will be there. That'll be the series finale of a 3-game series. Boston will have an off day in Toronto tomorrow, and then they'll start the 3-game series Tuesday night.
They might be really mad from what happened last night, huh?
Of all people to get no hit, the Red Sox were swinging better than anybody in baseball, and Sean Manaea no hit him. Enevis Solarte, the Blue Jays' third baseman. Solarte batting .266 for the season. Well, they have given Severino an early lead, and looks like he's going to really try to pound the strike zone right off the bat.
You know what he's not doing, at least in that first inning with his slider? He's not rushing it, staying back, and he has found a pretty comfortable release point with the slider. There's another one. That's 3 strikeouts of the first 4 batters that he has faced.
Well, Severino just 24 years old, and he got his first opening day start this season against the Blue Jays. And you look at what he has done in his last 6 starts here at Yankee Stadium. He's really starting to turn into that ace that they thought they had.
Yeah, Aaron Boone has said that. He said when he pitches, we're talking about Severino, we expect to win, and we expect him to pitch like an ace. He's really had just one bad start this year. That was against Boston, at Boston, and it was what, under 40 degrees?
38 degrees, and he didn't have a feel for his slider. Looks like Romine broke a lacing on his webbing. He'll go back and get his backup glove. Now that's where you keep your backup glove. Keep it right on the bench. Who did we see? Ryan Goins the other day broke his glove in Toronto and had to go up the clubhouse to get his backup glove.
All the way up into the clubhouse. Today, Romine, maybe he was expecting that with the fastball.
Severino, yeah, it's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball he's got to catch. Russell Martin, 0-1 on Martin. We mentioned the Blue Jays probably thinking about getting after that fastball. When he throws his slider, it's practically unhittable. So pick your poison, try to catch up with that heater.
When he's got a good one, and so far he's had a good one. They classify it, the Blue Jay hitters, as it looks like a fastball coming in there. That's the whole idea of throwing a slider. Make it look like a fastball and then spin it off the plate.
We mentioned only one hit surrendered by Severino the first time he faced the Blue Jays. Curtis Granderson had a 4th inning single. Fastball hit to short. Gregorius takes his time. 2 away. The Pitch Tracker is brought to you by Coors Light, official beer of Major League Baseball. Feels a little bit more like baseball here on this Sunday afternoon in New York. It's 16 degrees. It is gorgeous. And everybody was talking about it around the batting cage today, how nice it feels to be outside and get some sunshine. Here's Kendrys Morales. Morales 1 for 4 in the game yesterday. He is 3 for 9 since coming off the DL. He was activated on Friday. Morales stayed on that breaking ball. Looked like he was trying to take a shot toward left field.
I think he is. You know, they play him in that shift. They've got one defender on the left side of the infield. That's Didi Gregorius. And he was taking a shot, hit the ball the other way. Notice that Severino, to the left-handed power hitters, he's trying to keep the ball away. Fastballs away and trying to backdoor that breaking ball. So not a bad idea. Early in the game, take a shot the other way.
1-2. There he tried to throw that slider a little too hard and it got away from him. And you can see he's upset by it.
When you stay back and you just stay controlled, just let your body work, you know, things do well for you. When you overcompensate, bad things happen.
Another slider and then another strikeout. So Severino has retired 6 in a row to start this ball game with 4 strikeouts.
The plate for him this afternoon. Someone he said he's always admired from afar, and someone he's always wanted as a battery mate. Now, when I told Martin this, he was taken back. He said, you know, that is a huge compliment for me because knowing Garcia and the kind of person he is, that's just huge. Garcia is the ultimate competitor, super professional, and wants to win at all costs. Quote, I want to perform and do well, but the feeling of winning trumps everything else, including anything I do personally. According to Martin, that's the kind of attitude and drive he believes he shares with Garcia. So hearing that means a great deal to him. On the field, Garcia doesn't have to have his best stuff. He's going to grind it out and compete, Buck. No matter what count you're in, Martin tells me it's going to be hard to hit him because his stuff has great movement.
Well, it sure does, and no matter what it is, if it's a fastball, a changeup, breaking ball, they all have dramatic movement, and Russell has talked about how challenging it is to catch Garcia.
Try hitting him. If you can't catch it, try hitting the baseball, squaring it up. Blue Jays have had success against Gary Sanchez, the first batter for the Yankees.
Sanchez has been swinging the bat much better of late, 10 for his last 30 with a couple of home runs. But you can see his average still under 200 for the season.
They've had success by elevating the fastball against him. First 2 game series, had 5 strikeouts over his last 5 games versus the Jays. Fastballs up and fastballs in, but don't miss. Got excellent power.
Carino. Tyler Austin, the first baseman, is on deck. A 4-pitch walk to Sanchez. So the Yankees start the bottom of the second. And Garcia's never going to be a guy that just pounds the strike so it moves it in and out on the corners, because he has such dramatic movement. Basically, he has to shoot for big parts of the plate and allow the movement to take it to the corners.
You can't find two different starting pitchers this afternoon, Luis Severino and Jaime Garcia. Pure power from Severino. Mix and match, take a little something off, sink the ball from Jaime.
There's a first pitch strike. Part of a catcher's responsibility on a day like this, catching Garcia, is to give a heads up to the umpire. Stay on these balls because they move. A ball that might be off the plate before it gets to home will come back in and catch the corner. So you just give the umpire a heads up. Hey, stick with me now. This guy's got great movement.
And it'll be interesting to watch Russell where he sets up, I think. Because he's got so much movement, you're not really sure where the ball's going. It might be better to just set up in the middle of the plate and let the ball move to the corners.
Austin got a piece of it to stay alive. Tyler Austin will probably find out this week, early this week, about his suspension. He was suspended for the brawl in Boston on the 11th of April when he charged Joe Kelly, the Red Sox reliever. He appealed the suspension, had a hearing, and now the decision should be rendered in the next day or so. 0-2. Ball in the dirt. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is playing shortstop behind Jaime Garcia. It's the first time he has started at shortstop, but he has played shortstop in the past. Last year he made 28 starts between A-ball and Double-A, his first professional season.
And a day off today for Aledmys Diaz, so they wanted to see Gurriel at shortstop. And when Garcia's right, he's got a lot of right-handed batters to hit ground balls to the left side.
This time he gets a strikeout. He elevated that fastball, and Austin strikes out. Strikeout number 2 for Garcia.
We've seen him cut that fastball in on right-handers, that little slider in. So a lot of ground balls to the left side of the infield. This time he's going to elevate against Austin, who is a free swinger. And he's got some power, but he puts it in a good spot. You see how it ties up his hands? He just couldn't extend through the baseball.
So this is the third baseman, Miguel Andujar. Andujar has had a 5-game stretch where he's had an extra base hit in 5 straight games. Over the course of those 5 games, he has 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs.
6 RBIs. Also, the big hit in yesterday's game, 3-run double that knocked Marcus Stroman out of the game. It's a young player that really, they weren't really sure if he was going to be in the big leagues this year. He got sent out right at the end of spring training to play some third base and some first base and polish off his development. But with the injury to Brandon Drury, he's got to be up here. And there was some talk of maybe he was going to be sent down.
That's a fair ball. Past Solarte. Sanchez is headed for third, and that will extend the hit streak for Andujar. 6 straight games with an extra base hit.
Next up for the Yankees, batting eighth in the order, the second baseman, number 25, Gleyber Torres, number 25.
Gleyber Torres is the 4th youngest Yankee position player to make his major league debut. Johnny Navarro, Melky Cabrera, Derek Jeter, only players younger than Gleyber Torres to debut as a Yankee. Torres, 21 years old and 130 days. Got off to a great start in AAA.
He uses the whole field when he hits. Scouting report on him. He doesn't miss pitches that he should hit. He can hit velocity, can hit fastballs. That's the first thing you try to find out when a new kid, can he hit major league fastball? But now I think with a couple of runners in scoring position, he needs a strikeout. Garcia's gone to a couple of breaking balls. Scouting report on him also is he will chase good breaking balls out of the strike zone.
Laid off that breaking ball. Gary Sanchez is at third. He doubled, and then after the strikeout, Andujar doubled. Sanchez walked, he walked to lead the inning off, and then went first to third on the Andujar double. Pulled foul.
That's why your left side, I think, happy Labor Day. That's why your left side of the infield is so important with all these right-handed batters that the Yankees are throwing up there. That little fastball in, cutter in. You're going to get your share of ground balls on the left side of the infield.
That double by Andujar was just a ground ball just over the third base bag down the left field line. There's a strikeout and a big one for Garcia. 2 away now.
Took advantage of his anxiousness, wanting to drive in his first run, get his first base hit. So he fed him nothing but off-speed pitches. He's using the curveball a little bit more. There's another one in a good spot.
Number 9 hitter Austin Romine. We mentioned he's playing for the second straight day in this series. The Yankees have gotten a lot of production out of their number 9 spot in the lineup. As a team, they've hit .292 with 9 extra base hits. A lot of that has to do with Ronald Torres, who has done a terrific job in this series swinging the bat. But that's great production for the number 9 hitter.
And not playing today is Torres. Another reason you hit Judge in that number 2 hole. If your 9 guy gets on a lot and your leadoff guy, he's coming up all the time with runners on base.
Ball and a strike to Austin Romine. He's batting .286 for the season. Just inside, 2-1.
These are tough days, I think, for outfielders when there's fly balls, especially the center field Sundays. There's no clouds in the sky. Anything up into the air is going to be a battle, I think, today, especially in center field.
That ball just off the plate inside. There's a brilliant sun that the outfielders especially have to deal with on those high fly balls.
Yeah, we've played plenty games here where the outfielders, center field, left field, have to deal with that sun.
Second and third, 2 outs. The Yankees have a 1-0 lead. Fly ball to right. Granderson is not going to get it. That's going to score 2. Romine is headed for second. Here's the throw. He slides in safely. They talked about the production of that number 9 spot in the Yankee lineup. That's their 10th extra base hit from the number 9 hitter.
Leadoff walk comes around again for the Yankees. And it took a 2-out hit by Romine. Slider that he slices down the right field line. Stays on that one. Line drive that slices away from Granderson's going to cash 2 for the Yankees. They came into this game scoring a lot of runs. Third most in the major leagues. Offense hasn't been a problem this year for New York.
3-0 for Romine. RBIs 5 and 6 for the season, and that'll turn the lineup over. The ball in the dirt. Hicks lined out to the left field. There is only time up. Well, you're right. You're starting to see the Yankee lineup show its true colors. Everybody showing the balance, the approach. Veteran hitters, patient, working the count, taking what the pitcher gives them.
You're always worried about the middle from like 2 to about 5. And then everybody else is starting to contribute, and you still have to deal with the middle of that lineup.
I think Russell got crossed up, and with that, he's going to go out and talk to Garcia. Russell kind of swatted at that ball, thinking it was going to be a breaking ball. Watch how he reacts to this pitch.
Like a hockey goalie behind there. Drop to a knee and block that ball any way you can.
That will not be a charged visit because it was a cross-up, and it's just a safety concern, especially for the umpire. I'm surprised now they did charge him for a visit, and Russell say, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be a charged visit because we were talking about crossed-up signs. And that's going to be interesting to see how they resolve that, because that was part of the agreement. Hey, if there's a cross-up, and for the umpire's safety as well.
Sure. Russell, it looked like he talked to the umpire at the beginning and got the okay to go out there to talk about it, but right at the last second he turned around and signaled at the mound visit.
Todd Woodring is the home plate umpire this afternoon. High fly ball. Gurriel going out. The shortstop near the foul line makes the catch. So Hicks is retired. The Yankees scored 2 runs on a walk and 2 doubles, and they've taken a 3-0 lead.
Log in to My Blue Jays and enter the code MBJ5549 to earn My Blue Jays points just for watching this afternoon's broadcast. The entry box can be found on your My Blue Jays homepage. Your code must be entered by 4 a.m.
The Yankees have a 3-0 lead as the Blue Jays are set to bat in the top of the 3rd. Kevin Pillar will lead things off for the Jays. He goes after that fastball. 97, a little bit upstairs. Pillar is 3 for 12 going up against Severino. He has homered against the righty. Same spot, same result.
Yeah, those are by design, I think, for Severino. If he starts mastering elevating his fastball and then going back down, he's going to be really tough. I think he had that on his mind, that he wanted to go upstairs with those fastballs. Here, one more time.
Well, you mentioned the difference between Severino and Garcia, how Severino can hit his spots with a very good fastball. All three of those pitches are exactly where he wanted to throw them. You would think this is going to be a slider.
We'll watch the catcher. Yeah.
Slider in the dirt.
Tried to guide it out there. Remember last year, before the season started, we were talking in spring training with Joe Girardi, and he kept saying, we were asking him about Severino. He said, how can we give up on this guy? Everybody wanted to put him in the bullpen. He says, how can we give up on this guy, this great arm?
Ground ball through the middle of the diamond for a base hit for Pilar. First base runner for the Blue Jays as Pilar gets a single with 2 strikes against Severino.
Why would you not want to try and see what you have when you've got this type of talent?
Devin Travis will come to the plate, and Travis has had quite an adventure early in the season, including this on Thursday.
That ball went right off the top of his foot, and I got a chance to talk to him today, and he was showing me where the seam marks were still in his foot. He said, when I got to first base, my whole foot went numb. I couldn't feel my foot. I had to walk it off. I hit a nerve right on the top of my foot there, right where the ankle and the foot meet. I got to hit the nerve there, and it just shut down everything in my leg. Says I couldn't walk, couldn't feel my foot.
I asked Devin what he planned on doing against Severino. He said, I think the key to hitting Severino is don't miss the fastball. If you get a fastball for a strike, you can't foul it back because his slider is so good. Boy, he had a rush delivery on that one and missed badly upstairs. It's now 3-0. Just keep this in mind as far as Severino goes. He's 0-2 pitching against the Blue Jays in this ballpark, and he's got a 9 earned run average. He's had his problems against the Blue Jays here.
That's 2 starts and 1 relief appearance against the Jays here.
For his career, he's 1-3, and that only win came on opening day. There's a fastball fouled back. Again, an elevated fastball by Severino. And you talk about Joe Girardi and how confident the former manager was in Severino's development. This is where he has learned he can throw a slider on a 3-2 pitch and still be effective.
He went fastball and he missed.
Now the first 2 reach here in the third against Severino. Pilar singled the center. Now Travis walks.
And anytime you've got a pitcher who throws this hard but can command the strike zone, that's just his 9th walk of the season. I mean, you've got something special.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. playing in his 3rd big league game. The Yankees are playing a double play depth. Breaking ball for a strike.
I asked Gibby about that first at bat yesterday. If you remember, there were first 2 runners on base just like this day, and he tried to shoot a ball to right field. It ended up being a force out, 4-6. And I asked Gibby, I said, do you think he was trying to shoot the hole on the right side? He goes, he surely did. He noticed that the first baseman was in yesterday and tried to shoot it to right field. His fastball backs him off the plate. This at bat, the first baseman Austin is back.
Popped up down the right field foul line into foul territory and over the screen, out of play.
There aren't too many young hitters who can come up and in their second major league at bat be aware of what's going on and what they're trying to do to him and try to take advantage of it like he did yesterday. That was impressive.
Gurriel has a lot of international experience. You can see his minor league numbers. He had hamstring issues last year, which really limited his development. Gurriel is 24 years old, but he had a lot of experience playing in Cuba. He actually started his professional career as a 16-year-old in the Cuban National League.
You mentioned the injuries last year. That was coming off a year where he really didn't play baseball, games of baseball. He practiced a lot, but missed a year when he was traveling between Haiti and Panama.
When Gurriel played that first season in 2010-2011, he was almost 10 years younger than the average player. Hits this ball to left. It's going to hang up for Stanton. Pilar will go back and tag at second, but he can't go anywhere. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Manny Machado certainly making the most of his walk here with the Orioles. He's a free agent at the end of this season. Machado with 7 home runs and 16 RBIs first month of the season.
Trying to spoil Terry Francona's birthday today, playing the Indians.
Curtis Granderson struck out on the slider his first time up. He gets that same slider on the first pitch. Blue Jays have had opportunities throughout this 4-game series, but haven't been able to capitalize as often as they would like. In yesterday's game, they lost 9-1, but they had base runners on in just 3 innings.
Left the bases loaded in the 3rd. Left 2 more runs on in the 5th.
Granderson hits it deep, but that's going to hook foul into the second deck. The Blue Jays have done a great job as they have had several come from behind wins. They have 8 such wins. Only the Mets and Phillies have more. The Red Sox also have 8 come from behind wins, and the Blue Jays will see Boston on Tuesday night at Rogers Center. Anderson gets a piece of it, fouls it off. Curtis obviously knows this ballpark very well. He played 4 seasons with the Yankees, and as a Yankee, hit 115 home runs. Little tapper up the first base line. Severino throws it over the shoulder of Granderson right on time to retire. Curtis. Runners move up second and third now, but there are 2 outs.
Hoping to get that ball up. You got left-handed power hitter, I think, at the plate. You want that ball up in the air in this ballpark, but the check swing moves the runners. That at bat right there tells you how tough his slider is today.
Got a veteran hitter, a left-handed hitter, with an indecisive swing. So Granderson's out 1-3, and Teoscar Hernandez will hit. Blue Jays have been one of the best teams in all of baseball all season long, coming up with clutch hits. Yesterday, just 1 for 7. 2 for 14 on Thursday night against the Yankees. Romine, he's going to spend a trip right here. You can see the umpire making notes, pitching visit, the mound visit. The Blue Jays were charged with a mound visit when Russell Martin was crossed up on a pitch, and we went back and looked at the rules, and they're extensive. But a team, if you're out of visits and there's a cross up, then you can go to the mound and it won't be a charged visit. And that's for safety aspects. But Russell was charged for the visit to the mound.
It says the plate umpire may give permission for additional trips in the event there's a cross up. I think they went out there. Remember when Granderson was up, he stepped off twice and asked Romine to go through the signs again. They just wasn't communicating very well with those signs with that runner at second base. So he wanted to make sure he doesn't cross up his catcher, so he asked him to come out there and let's talk about it.
2-1 to Hernandez. Inside. I have a real hard time with that. After spending 7 weeks in spring training, pitchers and catchers work on signs all the time, and it's just a matter of concentration and focus. I mean, this has been a topic of discussion since the pace of play rules were implemented. You might have to change signs on the fly. Little chopper toward third, and Duhar has it, and that will end the inning. So Severino pitches out of a jam, gives up a single and a walk, but strands 2 base runners. The Yankees hold their 3-0 lead. Bat, and he did it in an interesting fashion.
You got to find a way to get this big guy out. How about a couple of fastballs up and in, and then after that you stand him up and then you twirl that slow curveball out of the strike zone. I think we might see that until Aaron Judge makes that change himself. He has to make that adjustment. Fastballs up and in, so he can't get to it.
3-0 New York. Hot shot, one hopper to Solarte. High throw, but on time. So Judge is retired. Didi Gregorius knocked in the first run of the ball game with a home run back in the first, and he's off to a great start to his season.
Well, he's got power, but you wouldn't know it until you start looking at the on base plus the slugging leaders. Mookie Betts, Didi Gregorius, Aaron Judge. He's amongst some of the best in all of baseball. This is in the American League. Only Mookie Betts is better. I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves.
The home run gives him 19 RBIs for the season, and that ties him for second in the American League at the start of play with Mitch Haniger of the Mariners. Jed Lowry of the A's leads the American League with 23 ribbies already this season.
Where'd that come from?
That's a fair ball. Smoke will go to the bag, and Gregorius is retired. You know what? You talk about Lowry, too. I think anybody in baseball could have had Jed Lowry for a song in the offseason. But he's off to a great start. Lowry is the leading hitter in the American League at 367.
Switch hitter, plays second base. Wow.
Had 49 doubles last year. 2 outs now for Giancarlo Stanton. He lined out to third base his first time up. There's that curveball again, but it's low. Big swing and a miss. Stanton on this homestand is 2 for 19.
Just a matter of time, I think, that he's going to get it together.
Pulls that one on the ground. Solarte cuts in front of Gurriel and throws him out. Good inning for Garcia. 3 up, 3 down in the third. The Blue Jays need to get something going against the tough right-hander, Luis Severino.
Playoffs continue. It's Game 6 between the Penguins and the Flyers on CBC at 3 p.m. Eastern. The Avs have forced a Game 6 against the Predators. Can Nashville finish off the series in Colorado? Find out right here on Sportsnet tonight at 7 Eastern.
The Maple Leafs kept hopes alive with a win against Boston 4-3. And Mike Babcock did a nice job of shaking up his lines. He spread out the scores pretty effectively against the Bruins. So they are in it.
Listen to you.
Oh, man.
Mr. Hockey.
I'm all over it.
Who told you that?
Scott.
That's great.
Justin Smoke trying to get things going. He is now 3 for his last 32 after striking out in the first. He's just a tick off, and you can see it, just a little bit late.
Getting under a lot of those balls. That's what I've seen over the last couple of days, just getting underneath it instead of going through the ball. Getting underneath it, fouling it back, or mishitting it. He's very smart at the plate. And he's got a plan up there. He's not just up there swinging. He's got an idea of his swing. And it's taken him some years to understand his strengths and his weaknesses.
He's playing in his 1,002nd game as a big leaguer. It's this one in the air, deep to center field. Hicks is on the run. Get up, ball! Get up, man! Off the wall. Smoke is headed for second, and Hicks crashed into the wall, and he kind of drifted on that ball a little bit. I don't think he expected it to carry as well as it did, because when he initially turned, he didn't really turn and burn.
All you have to do is listen how the sound of the ball coming off the bat was. He squared that baby up and hit it a long way. Listen, that is home run type of power. So Hicks goes back. It hits off of his glove and then ricochets off the wall away from Judge for extra bases.
Yeah, he hit that wall at the same time the ball hit his glove. So Smoke ends up at second with his 6th double of the season.
He actually missed that. Looks like it. He started closing his glove and then it hit him on the heel. Remember, we told you the sun's going to be really tough to pick up the ball. He doesn't have his sunglasses on.
Russell's asking the umpire, how come that's not a visit? The catcher went out to talk, and now John Gibbons is out. But Russell says, hey, wait a minute. The catcher just went out and talked to Severino because you were giving the center fielder time. He said, how come that's not a visit? And Russell was standing on deck, and he was asking the umpire, say, hey, you're going to charge him for that visit? Because he certainly was out there to talk to Severino.
Calling time for an injury.
Solarte, he struck out on a breaking ball his first time up. He has the count in his favor now, 2-0.
And he has done a lot of damage in these fastball counts this year.
Got a breaking ball in a fastball count that time.
Yeah, word gets around quick, doesn't it?
Now there's so much video scouting done. You don't miss a pitch. You want to find out a weakness. All you got to do is sit down in front of a monitor for about 5 minutes.
And guys are in front of that TV a lot, watching video, understanding. And like I said, in fastball counts, he has really turned on a lot of fastballs, so they're not giving him one.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Blue Jays need to take advantage of this leadoff double here in the 4th. Solarte strikes out another wicked slider from Severino.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Russell Martin grounded out to shortstop. Severino's really got confidence in that slider. I think he's only overthrown 1 slider today, and that was a ball that got away from him, but everything else has been very timely. He's got great rhythm and tempo. Coming into this game, opponents hitting just 139 with 17 strikeouts against his slider.
And right-handers haven't had a lot of luck against him either. And that really shows you what that slider can do. It only given up 8 hits all year coming into this game to right-handed batters.
Severino has made 2 scoreless starts in the first 15 Yankee games of the season. That is a very effective pitch if you're trying to hang in there against the slider. That's why Russell was late bailing out.
Yeah, you start looking for that slider away, and you start subconsciously leaning out over the plate. So that's the purpose. Just back him off the plate. He wasn't trying to hit him. He was just trying to back him off the plate to set up the next pitch.
Russell grounds it to short. Smoke holds it second. 2 away. So much of the Blue Jays offense is built on the home run. Severino has not allowed a home run this season. He has now thrown 27 2/3 innings without surrendering a long ball.
Do you have a good feeling here with Morales?
I do.
Kentrys has been swinging the bat well since he's come off the disabled list. He's going to have to time up, I think, one of those sliders because he's going to get a lot of them, I think.
Popped it up left side of the infield. Gregorius calls for it. The shortstop makes the catch in shallow left field. The Blue Jays waste a leadoff double by Justin Smoke. They never move him past second.
They told me how he has to be really mindful of the bump out here at Yankee Stadium. It's right where the ball boy usually sits, halfway between first base and the foul pole. If a ball is hit past the first baseman, you're tracking over to the deepest spot, and then all of a sudden it hits the bump out, shoots the other way, and now you have to redirect and come back in. Interestingly, too, Granderson wanted to point out, as a runner, you think you have a double, but that ball could ricochet over, and if the shift's on, the second baseman is right there, and you're a dead duck. So that spot buck right there can play tricks on both offense and defense.
Not unlike the left field line at Fenway Park. The way that ball bounces back once it goes past the third baseman, it can hit the ball and bounce into the playing field, same as here in right field.
That's why I love these new / old ballparks, the quirks that they have.
Gary Sanchez walked and scored his only time up. 1-1 count on the DH this afternoon.
He walked and came around to score on that double by Romine.
Two and one. Yankees scored one in the first on the solo home run by Didi Gregorius, and then Austin Romine, the catcher, had a 2-run double down the right field line.
He is sitting dead red a lot. Gary Sanchez. He's looking for something on the inner half that he can pull to left field. That's why you're seeing a lot of off-speed pitches to throw off his timing.
Got his fastball but missed it. Now it's a full count. Strike three called. Came back with a fastball and catches the outside corner. 4 strikeouts for Garcia.
You can just see that he's trying to get something inner half. You see that front foot really go down ferociously, and he's trying to open up and pull the ball to left field, so they cross him up and throw the ball away. Good idea to stay away from his power.
Tyler Austin struck out his first time up. You know, Garcia's working very quickly. I think that's a very positive thing for him. And your pitcher, everything you do on the mound really kind of reflects how you feel on a given day. Get the ball, toe the rubber, look for the sign, work quickly. It sends a very positive message to the hitters saying, man, this guy feels pretty good about what he's throwing today.
You got to find out, because he's got a lot of good pitches that move all over the place, what's working that day. I think he's put it in his mind his curveball's pretty good. He's used it very effectively here through 3 1/3 innings.
Something off that pitch. It's now 1-2. And we heard earlier from Hazel May that Garcia really likes throwing to Russell Martin. In fact, he had admired him from afar for a long time. And it's really interesting, too, because the catcher he's pitched most to throughout his career, Yadi Molina, he and Russell Martin are very similar. Very small target behind the plate, very active.
Smart.
Very smart catchers.
Both of them very smart. Study the opposition, try to find their weaknesses, and then attack. Going upstairs.
Molina is the all-time active leader in games. He has started 1,642 games. Russell Martin is third on that list. Brian McCann is second. So there's a lot of experience that Garcia has thrown to throughout his career. The appeal down to Ted Barrett, the crew chief, at first. He says no swing. So that'll be a full count on Austin. Miguel Andujar is waiting on deck, and he's swinging a great bat right now. Another check swing, and that'll be ball 4. Austin draws the 1-out walk.
That hurts when you're ahead like that, and he tried to get him to bite on something off speed off the plate, and Austin showed some patience, works the walk. Now you got to face a guy who's Mr. Extra Base Hits.
6 straight games with an extra base hit. He picked up that double in the second. Andujar is 23 years old. Everybody was considering the Yankees of 2017 as in a rebuilding mode. Some of the younger players they had planned on, like Andujar and Torres, were a year away, but the Yankees got into the postseason, beat the Twins in the wild card game, so they were probably a little bit ahead of schedule.
Yeah, a couple of years ago it was, we're playing for 2018, 2019. Remember when the season started last year, they weren't really sure what they were getting with Aaron Judge. He hadn't proven himself at the major league level. Greg Bird say the same thing. He's been battling injuries. Gary Sanchez had only had 1 year under his belt.
Ground ball. Gurriel goes to second, and Travis can't hang on to it. Gurriel showing good range. His throw was in the dirt. Travis got there in plenty of time, but couldn't hang on to that one hopper.
Yeah, you're not going to turn 2, so all you can hope for is to pick it at second base and get the lead runner. Get the out. Gurriel got to it, and in his haste to throw the ball to second base, bounces it, and Travis does everything he can. He's in good position, Travis, to field that. He wasn't going to try and throw it, but he just can't hang on to it. It just leaked out over his glove. He's got it, and he can't caress it. It leaks out. That's unfortunate. That would have been a heck of a play.
Gleyber Torres, the rookie, struck out in his first big league at bat. We mentioned Andujar is 23. Torres, 21 years old. So these two project to be everyday players. Very talented.
They weren't real sure. They thought Torres was going to come up and play third base, but Andujar has been swinging the hot bat. So they bring Torres up and put him at second base, where they haven't gotten a lot of production this year.
Tyler Wade was optioned to AAA. He was just 3 for 35. He was playing a lot of second along with Neil Walker when Walker wasn't playing first, and they just react to what they see. They gave Wade plenty of time to secure that job, and I know Aaron Boone was a big fan of Wade.
Big fan. Spring training. Loved him coming out of spring training.
Breaking ball, they check, and the appeal denied. So it's 2 balls and a strike to the rookie Gleyber Torres. Torres hit .347 in AAA. He had 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, and he drove in 11.
They got him from the Cubs for Aroldis Chapman, one of the young players that they got from the Cubs in the Chapman trade, and they've been waiting for him.
Three and one now. Torres batting in the 8th spot in the lineup.
He's going to sell out on a fastball here. Can't walk him. Yeah, I think he knows that.
Ground ball. Solarte at third. Second for 1. Back to first. Double play. So Garcia, it's a much needed double play to get him out of the 4th inning. Gleyber Torres hits into the 5-4-3 double play. So we'll go to the 5th. Yankees lead it 3-0. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Joe Siddall from the Samsung broadcast studio. Things up on Tuesday. The Boston Red Sox are in town for the first time. It's a 3-game series, and then Texas. If Bannister and the Texas Rangers will come into town. Then Blue Jays go back out on the road, Minnesota for 3, and then see the date on May 3rd. That's a doubleheader in Cleveland before the Blue Jays go down to Tampa Bay, and this is the pitching matchup for the Boston series.
A couple of left-handers in Rodriguez, and they get Chris Sale on Wednesday and Thursday. Rick Porcello looks like the Cy Young Award winner again this year. He's putting up big numbers again. And in that Texas series, they get a couple of more left-handers, Martin Perez and Matt Moore.
High fly ball to left. Giancarlo Stanton, shading his eyes from that brilliant sun, stays with it and makes a nice play. They talked about how challenging left field is in this ballpark for day games. And Stanton did everything possible, and it looked like he actually lost it right at the end, but he was positioned perfectly to make the catch.
You get to the side, you put your hand up there to block the sun, and you hope that the ball comes out of the sun. And for Stanton, that ball moved a little bit on him. probably to his advantage as he hauls it in.
That is a very uncomfortable feeling, looking up into a bright sun, not seeing the baseball.
I'll tell you what's uncomfortable is playing left field like that, not finding the baseball, putting your hands up and having the ball hit you. That's
now that's very uncomfortable.
That's uncomfortable, and I speak from experience.
Where did that happen to you?
Where else? In Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
The worst sun field in all of baseball in Oakland, late in the year. So I know exactly what Stant was feeling right there. You just battle and hope that that thing comes out of the sun.
Devin Travis quickly behind 1-2. The Blue Jays have not lost consecutive games since the first 2 games of the season. They lost the 2 games to open the 4-game series to New York, and they have not lost consecutive games since.
He pitched game number 1 of the season against the Blue Jays. Pretty effective, just 1 hit in 5 2/3 innings. He looks a little bit more under control today than he did on opening day. That was his first opening day start in his career. He looked pretty fired up.
Sharply hit, but right to Torres at second. 2 away. It's the first chance that the second baseman has had this afternoon. Gleyber Torres, a natural shortstop, but they have been grooming him for all 3 infield positions. Number 9 hitter is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He got his first look at the Severino slider his first time up.
He doesn't look intimidated at all.
Swinging a drive to left, Stanton back, he gets turned around, and oh, what a nice catch. Giancarlo Stanton did a terrific job in left field. That ball was smoked, headed to the wall. Stanton's making his 9th start in left field. He had both ends of the spectrum in this inning. A high pop-up that was in the sun, and then this line drive. He makes a nice running catch just before he runs into the scoreboard. Stanton saves extra bases for Severino. That ends the inning.
At home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Great shot of Yankee Stadium from the ground that used to be Yankee Stadium. Just to the east of us here. 3-0 New York. Number 9 hitter, the catcher Austin Romine, had a 2-run double back in the second. Popped up into shallow right. Granderson coming in. He calls for it and makes the catch. 1 away.
The 2018 Civic. When it leads off, it leads for good. Honda, proud fan since 1977 and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Beautiful afternoon here in New York. Empire State Building standing tall in the middle of Manhattan. We are in the Bronx at Yankees Stadium. The Blue Jays won't come back here to New York until August. In an unusual schedule. When the Texas Rangers come to Rogers Center on this next homestand, it'll be the last time we see Texas all year long.
That's it. Think about that. Before April is over, we'll be done with one team.
Aaron Hicks. He takes a strike. Martin wanted that pitch. Thought he had caught a strike just off the plate. Yankees have 3 runs on 4 hits. Solo home run by Gregorius. A 2-run double by Austin Romine.
You know, Buck, when you've got a young shortstop playing in his first major league shortstop, he's really anchoring to this guy right there. That's Louis Rivera on the top step. He's not taking his eyes off of his young shortstop, positioning basically on every pitch.
Ground ball to Gurriel. No problem at all.
And there you go. You know, he's watching him in the count. He's moving him in and back and left and right. You've got so many different type of hitters on the Yankees. Got a young guy playing his first big league game at shortstop, Louis Rivera. Very happy what he's seen so far.
Yeah, Louis does a terrific job with all the infielders, and he's improved several of their mechanical issues going back to spring training. He wasn't really sure about Gurriel when he saw him last year, but boy, was he impressed with the difference from one year to the next this spring training.
He's putting in the time and he's putting in the effort and getting better. You gotta like what you see from him.
First pitch strike to Aaron Judge. He's 0 for 2 so far. He struck out on a curveball in the first, grounded out to third in the third. Oh, and 2. He almost got him to chase that pitch.
Hey, he shows a lot of patience at the plate, doesn't he? When he first came up, it was like, okay, he'll hit home runs. He's going to strike out half the time. Got a great on-base percentage.
Lays off that pitch. Well, in fact, he did strike out half the time in his first season. He had 42 strikeouts and 84 at-bats. And then the next year, boy, a dramatic improvement. Obviously, he was Rookie of the Year, finished second in the MVP voting, an All-Star and a Silver Slugger.
Would you call him a free swinger? I wouldn't.
No.
I think he's got a great plan at the plate. Under control on every swing.
Well, he started play this afternoon batting .338. He's also leading the league in on-base percentage as a result of the 17 walks he's drawn. He leads the league in walks.
17 walks and 22 strikeouts. I think if you can keep it at 1-1, you're going to have a pretty good season.
2-2 pitch. Away. Didi Gregorius has already homered this afternoon. Throw him a breaking ball. Obviously, lefty on lefty with the on-deck hitter Gregorius, so you don't have to really be overly aggressive in this at bat to Judge.
Yeah, if you lose him, not that big of a deal. Take your chances with Gregorius. 12 home runs already in his career versus the Blue Jays.
He draws another walk. 18 walks now for Judge, a 2-out walk. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Didi Gregorius will step in the box with 2 outs and a runner at first. He got the scoring started with a 2-out home run in the first inning. Check swing foul at the plate. Gregorius has now hit 73 home runs for his career. The home run off Garcia just his 10th off of a left-handed pitcher.
And you asked for it. Here it is. Little slider that stayed out over the plate. Another home run for Gregorius. That was a Yankee Stadium special, if you ask me.
He gets jammed and pops it into the seats.
That was a fly ball. In any other ballpark, I think it's either caught or it stays in the ballpark.
When you talk about somebody that has really taken advantage of the opportunity to play with the Yankees, he's now hit 35 of his 73 home runs at Yankee Stadium. He's tailor-made for this ballpark with that pull swing.
I was talking to some of the Yankee people, and I was like, what was it about Didi Gregorius that they saw when he was in Arizona? I said, you know what? They saw a chance at a major league everyday shortstop. The way he handled himself, the way he fielded the baseball, the way he swung the bat, that they figured he's going to turn into a star.
Well, Garcia strikes him out this time, and he has done his part. He's held the Yankees to 3 runs. Now it's up to the offense to get something going. Top of the order when we come back to Yankee Stadium.
as they continue their opening round playoff push against the Wizards. It's Game 4. Catch all the action today on Sportsnet 1 at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific time.
Now we want to wish the Raptors good luck as well. As we mentioned, the Leafs have extended the first round matchup against the Bruins. Luis Severino been tough again for the Blue Jays. Just 2 hits through 5 innings. Curtis Granderson takes the first pitch strike.
Mentioned that he pitched against the Blue Jays on opening day. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, but he just wasn't as sharp as he is today. He threw 91 pitches in that game. They made him work. He didn't have the slider that he has today. So a little bit more efficient.
Granderson had the only hit in that outing. Had a 4th inning single. And remember, that's when Severino threw the ball away at first base on a pickoff attempt. 3-1.
That looked like it might have been a changeup. It registered 87 miles an hour.
Well, that's certainly not his fastball.
Nope. Add 10 to that.
See, that's what makes him so tough right there. He gets himself into a fastball count by missing, but he comes back with that slider, and he throws it so much under control. He can constantly throw it in the strike zone. And now Granderson strikes out. 1 away.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
One out in the top of the 6th inning. The Yankees have a 3-0 lead over the Jays.
So much has been made over the last couple of years about starting pitchers facing the lineup for the 3rd time in a game. Now, if you've got this guy on your team, do you even worry about that? I don't.
I wouldn't.
My eyes are telling me his stuff's as good now as it was in the 1st inning.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's the one thing. What's the eye test tell you? The eye test tell you the Blue Jays hitters haven't had a chance to this point. So why would you change? And you know what? Managers, when you watch a starting pitcher, you know what he's doing. You never know what that next guy's going to do.
Yeah, I don't care how good your bullpen is. You got to pass the eye test, and you got to be able to see what you're seeing. This he's not slowing down at all.
I think there's a trend going on early this season that starters are beginning to pitch a little bit deeper into games. Yesterday there were 9 starts of 7 innings or more. Of course, the leader was Sean Manaea, who threw a no-hitter against Boston, but Mike Clevenger threw a 2-hitter over 9 innings against the Orioles in Baltimore. High fly ball to left. Stanton is back. Get up, ball. Get up, ball. Stanton shading his eyes. This one is gone. Teoscar Hernandez with his 3rd home run of the season, his 2nd home run of the series. That's the 1st home run allowed this season by Luis Severino.
And he had been eating up right-handed hitters all season long, but Teoscar shows you, hey, I can stay in there on a breaking ball. He's had a couple of ground outs to the 3rd baseman, and Severino with 2 strikes tried to throw that breaking ball by him, and he stayed back.
What an improved hitter Hernandez has become. He homered off Sonny Gray here on Friday night. That snapped Sonny Gray's stretch of not surrendering a home run. He does the same here against Severino.
Stayed right with that slider, and he knew he got it. What a picture perfect swing that was. Balance and power.
Justin Smoke. He doubled over the center fielder's glove his last time up. That was a leadoff double in the 4th. Teoscar Hernandez has his mother and his older brother here in New York for this series, and they have certainly seen him perform well against the Yankees. A special moment for sure for a family.
He's liking that Yankee pitching. He's had some games against them already in his young career.
Smoke takes ball 4. It's the 14th time he's walked this season, and all of a sudden Severino looks human. A 1-out home run by Hernandez. The Blue Jays are on the board, and just like that, Solarte represents the tying run.
Got him twice. Severino's gotten Solarte twice on sliders. Struck him out both times.
1 out. Throw him a slider. He fouled it off. So if you're a hitter and you've struck out twice against a slider, do you look for that slider, or do you say, I can't hit it, so I'm just going to sit on fastball?
I don't think a good hitter ever says, I can't hit that pitch. I think you sit on a pitch. He knows that he has come up empty twice on that hard breaking ball. I say go up there and look for it. Look for it every pitch.
Well, you certainly can do that before you get to 2 strikes. Ground ball. Torres goes to second for 1 and back to first to double play. Gleyber Torres making his first big league start at second base. Starts the inning-ending double play, but the Blue Jays get to Luis Severino. Teoscar Hernandez hits his 3rd home run of the season. It's now a 2-run Yankee lead. Is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Well, the Blue Jays on this beautiful afternoon here in New York have gotten back into the game with 1 swing of the bat. And this is when they do their best work, late in the ball game. Jaime Garcia has been good again this afternoon. He gets ahead of Giancarlo Stanton with the first pitch strike.
Really settled down and starting to get some ground ball outs. 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning, all he's given up is a infield single. A couple of walks, but no score. His pitch count is getting up there now at 88, so Sung-Won Oh started to warm up this inning.
Foul ball. I think that's another thing that we're going to see some adjustments with is the pitch count. I just think, especially in the Blue Jays case, you don't have a multiple inning reliever down in your pen, so you're going to have to ask your pitchers to pitch a little deeper into the game.
Yeah, the starters.
Starters.
Yep. Gibby was talking about that the other day, that is the strength of this team as Stanton strikes out again. You might have to push those starters a little bit further into the ball game to shorten out that back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, I still think the Blue Jays rotation is going to be one of strength when it gets all sorted out. You look at this pitch by Garcia. That's a good curveball. Another strikeout for Garcia. Stanton for the first time this afternoon. Comes right back with it to get ahead of Gary Sanchez, the DH. Sanchez has walked and struck out. That was a tough walk issued by Garcia. Leadoff walk in the second, and Sanchez would come around to score the second Yankee run. This is going to be trouble if it's fair, and it is up against the wall. Hernandez plays it well. He throws to second, but it's offline, and Sanchez gets there with a stand-up double. His fifth double of the season.
Threw a couple of slow pitches to try and slow him down and then speed him up with the pitch, but he got too much of the plate on that second one. Slow pitch for strike one, and it looked like a changeup, and he does catch it out in front. Doesn't get all of it, but keeps it fair down the left field line for an extra base hit. Just their second hit since the second inning.
And Duhar had an infield single in the fourth. Tyler Austin goes after that high fastball. Garcia struck him out in the second. Blue Jays trying to come back here and win this game to keep their streak alive of not having lost a series. They split the 4 games with the Yankees to open up the series, open up the season, and that's the only time they have split a series. They've won all the rest.
Even the Cleveland series, if you will.
1 game series. That's a base hit into center. Sanchez had to hold up. It was a line drive, and there was some thought that maybe it would be caught. So he froze until it was down safely, and that's going to be it for Jaime Garcia. John Gibbons is out of the Blue Jays dugout. He's already made the call. So Sanchez gets a double with 1 out. Austin singles, and with runners at first and third and 1 out here in the 6th, Garcia will be taken out of this game. But he has certainly done his part. He has kept the Yankees in check to this point. Now he'll turn things over to the bullpen. Will be the first one out. He'll come on to face the rookie, Miguel Andujar, with runners at first and third.
On Saturday, April 28th, the first 20,000 fans will receive a plaid raglan shirt. Then sit back and watch our pregame performance by Canada's top country duo, High Valley, in the WestJet flight deck. For tickets, as always, visit BlueJays.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning in New York. New pitcher is Sunwon Oh, making his 10th appearance, his 4th appearance against the Yankees this season.
He collected his first save as a Blue Jay against the Yankees. That was back on April the 1st. The next day he got his first win as a Blue Jay. That was against the White Sox. He's already pitched in this series an inning a couple of days ago. Gave up a hit and had a couple of strikeouts. Fastball slider. Good combination right here against Andujar.
Blue Jays turned to double play to end the 4th. First pitch strike. Andujar extended his hit streak to 6 straight games. And he's had an extra base hit in all 6 of those games.
Again, there was some talk that maybe he would be the guy set down when they had to make a roster decision, but he's hit his way into the lineup. And he has stayed there.
Yeah, when you think about logical moves, say, well, the rookie, he's not off to a great start. But then you ask the manager what he thinks. He said, hey, I'm not sending him anywhere.
No, he's hitting the ball power to right field and power to left field.
Wild swing and a miss.
See, I think that's the pitch that's going to get him right there. He doesn't show a lot of discipline at the plate. Never faced O before, so that slider could really play, I think.
Pop back on a play. O's done a good job of pitching ahead. He's thrown almost 72% first pitch strikes. And that certainly gives a reliever an advantage because hitters are trying to get a feel for the new pitcher into the ball game. And if you're very efficient throwing strikes all the time, they don't have much to go on. Fly ball deep to center. Pilar's not going to get it. Bounces off the wall. Sanchez is in to score, and Austin will stop at second, and that ball gets away. Martin saves a run. O did not get behind home plate to back up the play. That was a wild throw, and Martin did a heck of a job of diving to catch it to keep Austin from scoring.
He threw a great slider for strike 2, and then this one was not a good slider. It stayed out over the plate. And we mentioned Andujar's got some extra base pop. He's at it again. Off the wall in left center field. Gurriel came up firing. And you're right, there was nobody behind Russell, so that saved a run. There's he was over by the third base dugout.
So it's 4-1 now as the Yankees get that run back, and this forces the infield in on the edge of the grass. The rookie Gleyber Torres in his first game in the big leagues has struck out and grounded into a double play. Two and 0. Austin is at third, and Andujar is at second. 3 straight hits for the Yankees. Breaking ball for strike 1. 2-1 now. Popped up, playable. Right side of the infield. Smoke shading his eyes. He makes a catch in foul ground, and Torres is retired.
Save that run. That run out there at third base is his right there. Jaime Garcia.
Well, the magic number for the Yankees in wins and losses is 3. They've averaged just 3.22 runs in their losses. So if you keep them around 3, you got a chance to get to them. Now they have scored 4. They have a 4-1 lead. Austin Romine had a big hit in his first at bat. A 2-run double to right.
He looks like he wants to hit the ball to right field. That's where his double went. Sliced it to right down the line.
One and one. The double that Romine hit in the second, his first double of the season, his first extra base hit of the season. That jammed him inside. 1-2.
Yeah, his swing path suggests that he's thinking about right field. So Russell Martin, I think he sees that, and Russell set up inside and got a fastball by him.
Russell thought that was a strike. Jaime Garcia, runner at third, is his responsibility. He's been charged with 4 runs. That last pitch looked like a good one. Watch Martin's reaction. He thought it was strike 3. Full count now. Aaron Hicks, the switch hitter, is on deck. He's batting leadoff this afternoon.
He's beating him with that fastball. I think if you throw a fastball, you got to stay inside. His double to right field, I believe, was off a fastball away, and he just went right with it.
Now the pitch he fouls off. It's the kind of at bats you want if you're a hitter in these situations. Just kind of spoil the tough pitches and hope that a pitcher leaves one out over the plate.
It's something that you can hit. And if you're the Blue Jays, you want a well-placed pitch. I don't think you want to face Aaron Hicks with the bases loaded.
Fly ball to right. Granderson backing up. He's got room just at the edge of the warning track, and Romine flies out. But the Yankees get a run back. They score 1 run on 3 hits and leave a pair. We'll go to the 7th. New York has a 4-1 lead.
18 Honda Super Camps across the country. Learn techniques from former Blue Jays, including Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar, Lloyd Mosby, Jesse Barfield, and Dwayne Ward. Register now at bluejays.com/camps. Back up to the booth and check in with Buck Martinez and Pat Tabler.
Thank you very much, Hazel. A beautiful day and a nice crowd on hand here again at Yankee Stadium. Things are warming up and baseball fans have been coming up. Almost 41,000 here yesterday for the afternoon game, and it's even a nicer day here today. It's nice in every aspect but the score. Blue Jays trail 4-1. They've managed just a run on 3 hits against Severino. The only run coming on the home run by Teoscar Hernandez.
That would be a good place to start, is knock that starter out. Try to get some of that middle relief. As you want to do it quicker before you get to the back end of that bullpen.
The Yankees have a core of pitchers they trust when they have the lead. Green, Betances, Robertson, and Chapman. That's the roll call when they have the lead.
Maybe not necessarily in that order. I think Aaron Boone will see where they are in the lineup as Chad Green is up and starting to throw. And they will decide what matchups they want.
Popped up off the bat of Russell Martin. Austin makes the catch in fair territory, 1 away.
Canada's favorite car cheers for Canada's favorite team. Honda, proud fan since 1977, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
That is a beautiful gate 4 at Yankee Stadium. That's the media entrance right behind home plate. Did a good job with the stadium when they built it. It opened up in 2009. Kendrys Morales, the DH. I mentioned Sean Manaea threw a no-hitter last night against the Boston Red Sox, the hottest team in baseball. He shut them down. Francisco Liriano was no-hitting the Kansas City Royals this afternoon in Detroit, but they got 5 runs off of the Tigers. Stanton dealing with the sun again and makes the catch. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. O'Neill is playing left field for the Cardinals this afternoon. Colton Wong hit his first home run of the season.
Couldn't be breaking in against a better team than my Cincinnati Reds. They are struggling so far this year.
Cincinnati just having a terrible start, so bad that it cost them their manager. Brian Price was relieved of his duties. Jim Riggleman has taken over as the interim manager.
3-17. Tough start.
Severino ahead of Kevin Pillar, 0-2. And he hit him.
You know, Severino has been under control all day long with his slider, with the way he delivers pitches. He got ahead 0-2. The crowd started getting into it. I think he senses this is his last inning, and he overthrew that pitch. Watch how badly he misses. He wants it away, and he hits Kevin right on the forearm. That's what happens when you get out of your delivery and you try to overthrow pitches. You have no control.
Well, you made that great point early in the game, how under control Severino had been.
You could see it right away in that first inning when he had 2 strikeouts on sliders. Stayed under control.
Devin Travis drew a walk in the 3rd. Pillar's off on the pitch. Romine's throw not nearly in time. Pillar almost lost contact with the base, but is able to hold on. He beat the throw easily for his 4th stolen base. They've all come against the Yankees.
That is his first stolen base since he stole home against the Yankees. Severino's not paying much attention to him. That run doesn't really mean a lot if you're the Yankees. The guy at the plate does, so he forgets about Pilar, and Kevin steals his 4th bag.
Romine goes to the mound with the runner at second, just to make sure they're on the same page. We mentioned the Blue Jays, the best in baseball at scoring in the 7th inning and beyond. They've also been good coming back from trailing early in the game. They've had 8 comeback wins this season. Only the Mets and the Phillies have had more. They both have 9.
Rallies can come from nowhere. We've seen that over the years. 2 quick outs, then a hit batter and a stolen base. They're a base hit from getting one of those runs back.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Driven to the alley and right. Judge is going to get there, and he makes the catch just in front of the scoreboard and right. Pilar gets hit by a pitch, steals a base, but he's stranded in scoring position. Severino, 7 strong innings in the book, and the Yankees have a 4-1 lead. Triple or double A, and Hernandez was called up earlier from AAA. They both had an impact in the early going since they've joined the Blue Jays, and as we often do on Sundays, we'll give you now the farm report. 2 players in AAA Buffalo as we speak. Dalton Pompey has played 6 games so far coming into action today. He's at .391 in his minor league rehab. Danny Espinosa, he was with the Blue Jays at the end of spring training, a switch-hitting infielder. He has played 7 games. I think the Blue Jays are really interested in what Espinosa can do. He's a very versatile guy.
Utility type of player who can switch hit, play the infield, play the outfield, and he has major league experience. They also have their team Buffalo in 2nd place. They've gotten off to a pretty decent start, and their AA team is in 1st place. Taking over for the Blue Jays after Sungwon Oh is Danny Barnes. Danny in 11 games putting up some pretty decent numbers. 1-0, 0.84 earned run average. He just comes out, he just keeps firing quality pitches and quality strikes. And look at that, 14 strikeouts and just 1 walk this season.
Again, we talk about relievers being efficient, their ability to throw strikes. Danny Barnes has really epitomized that. So it's the bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Jays trail 4-1. Top of the order for New York: Hicks, Judge, and Gregorius. Aaron Hicks, a switch hitter, batting left-handed for the first time today. This is Danny Barnes, vintage Barnes with strike 1, strike 2.
Yeah, a couple of paint jobs on the outside corner. Ran into him the other day, so how everything's going. He goes, very busy. I got my family in town here in New York for this series. So he gets a chance to pitch in front of the family today.
Well, Barnes is from Long Island and went to school in New Jersey at Princeton University, so he's got a lot of family and friends in the area.
Give him something to cheer about. Fastball up, change up down the way. I asked him how the slider's coming along. He said, that's coming along. I think he's still fastball change up, and he's got to be able to paint with it, and he's been doing that all year.
Well, he will use that slider first pitch to right-handed hitters. They haven't seen it much, and that will catch them off guard. Sharply hit past Travis into right field. First hit for the center fielder this afternoon. David Robertson, he's loosening up, getting ready to work in the 8th inning.
Yeah, it looks like Severino's afternoon is finished.
Judge has a walk in his strikeout, officially 0 for 2 this afternoon.
He's been very consistent this year. He's put up some power numbers. I think you're going to get that every year from him, but he's going to be very consistent. He's had a hit in 16 of the 19 games this season. I think if you're the Yankees, that's what you want to see. Power's always going to be there, production's always going to be there, but is the consistency going to be there? So far, so good.
Well, and that's when you become a true hitter, when you go up and have good at-bats consistently day in and day out. Judge last year, late in the season, had shoulder issues. He had it addressed in the offseason, but you never heard anything about it during the season. But the second half of the year, he had some struggles, but he never really said too much about it. After that slider there.
His manager was talking about him in spring training. As Aaron got to know him, he said he's a fierce competitor. You wouldn't know that because he's such a good guy. He's always talking to fans and the media and the players, and not afraid to get out there and meet people, but he's a fierce competitor who works very hard at his craft.
That straightens him up. It's a full count. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, is on deck. There goes Hicks, the runner. Ball is hit in the air. Not that deep. Pilar coming in now. He makes the catch, and Hicks returns to first. And they had started the runner, Hicks, at first base. Judge flies out to Pilar for the first out of the inning.
So you can do that now, I think, with Aaron Judge hitting in the number 2 hole, because his at-bats have been so good. Hey, you get your strikeouts. But you try to open up a hole, get that runner a little bit of a head start with him at the plate.
Gregorius started the scoring this afternoon with a 2-out home run in the first inning. Hicks is 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts this season. The infield defense has 3 defenders on the right side of second base. It'll be an interesting double play if it's hit to Travis, as he will throw to Gurriel, who will have to go back to his right to get to the bag at second.
Yeah, early on, they're going to play Solarte at third base in and shift on the defense on the right side of the infield. I think after 1 strike, they might switch it back up again and put Solarte out at second base and move Gurriel to the left side.
There goes the runner. Martin's throw is into the runner, and that's going to get away. It goes into shallow left, and Hicks will go to third. It'll be a stolen base and an air charge to Martin. The throw went into the base runner, hit Hicks as he was sliding into second, and the ball bounced into left field, and Hicks moved to third.
That throw had to be perfect to get him. Got a good jump. I mean, he's halfway there, and the throw ricochets off of Hicks. Now the infield has to come in as he gets to third base with less than 2 out.
Hicks had a great jump, and he beats the throw, and then he alertly moves over to third. The infield is drawn in now, and Gregorius gets under it. Hits it high to right. Granderson deep in right field. Tagging is Hicks, and there'll be no throw. So Gregorius picks up his second ribby with the sac fly. Well, you talk about a professional at bat. Didi Gregorius had nothing on his mind other than hitting a fly ball.
Well, who says the stolen base is dead? That was Hicks' first stolen base of the season. He takes advantage of that, gets himself into scoring position, goes to third on the air, and he can get cashed in on a long fly ball. I hate when teams say, you know, we can't steal any bases. Those are valuable outs. They're also valuable runs when you get late. And
you put that in the pitcher's mind, he'll be distracted. So I don't think you make any proclamations about we don't steal bases. Giancarlo Stanton. It's a high pop-up on the right side of the field. Devin Travis, the second baseman, stays with it and makes the catch. But the Yankees get another run, a leadoff single, a stolen base in air, and a sac fly by Didi Gregorius.
2018 season. The biggest winners of the year clash in Calgary. The Humpties Champions Cup on April 26th to the 29th on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Now. Buck.
Thank you very much, Hazel. Getting late for the Blue Jays here this afternoon. The Yankees get an extra run in their half of the 7th. We move to the 8th, and it'll be David Robertson on for the Yankees to pitch the 8th.
Yeah, it must be the 8th inning. So the setup man who has taken over for Dylan Betances in the 8th inning, David Robertson, who has experience closing. He started his career with the Yankees and then went to the White Sox. After saving 39 games for the Yankees in 2014, had 2 big seasons for the White Sox, is back here setting up Aroldis Chapman. Not bad for a 17th round draft pick out of Alabama.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job, and he has been rock solid in whatever role the Yankees choose to use him. Lourdes Gurriel was robbed of an extra base hit in the 5th inning by Giancarlo Stanton in left field. He had a line drive that was going to hit off the wall in left just above the scoreboard, but Stanton made a nice running catch to retire the shortstop. Luis Severino, the starter, is in line for his first win against the Blue Jays, pitching here at Yankee Stadium. He made his 2nd career start, his 4th appearance against the Yankees, and he had an 0-2 record with a 9 ERA. He's going to drop that down. Two balls, 2 strikes to Lourdes Gurriel Jr. leading off the 8th.
Blue Jays had Robertson on the ropes the other day, but his experience really showed in snuffing out that rally. He's got a good curveball, and he's got that natural cut to his fastball. Tough customer.
Yeah, Robertson had some control problems in the 8th inning on Thursday night. Had back-to-back walks to Smoke and Solarte. But then he was able to strike out Pilar. He gave up an RBI single and got another strikeout. High pop-up. Gregorius, the shortstop, waiting on it, and Gurriel's retired for the first out of the inning. The starter, Luis Severino, making his 2nd start of the season against the Blue Jays, and he was very good again this afternoon.
He was under control. You could tell right away. He struck out the first batter of the ball game with the slider that thing was on. That slider was working. He had 2 strikeouts in the 1st, 2 more in the 2nd inning. He was really dominant, placing that fastball where he wanted to. 7 big innings. He also had 6 strikeouts and just 2 walks.
He had not surrendered a home run this season until Teoscar hit a home run with 1 out in the 6th. Teoscar Hernandez, a solo home run, his 3rd of the season, the only run the Blue Jays have managed. John Axford is standing by in the Blue Jays bullpen. A ball and 2 strikes to Granderson. He goes after the breaking ball that gets away from Romine. He throws to first to finish the strikeout. Drive of the game brought to you by the powerful all-new 2018 Civic Type R.
Well, the Blue Jays have 1 run, and we're going to show it to you here. Slider on the inside part of the plate, and the hottest hitter on the Blue Jays, Teoscar Hernandez, puts it in the bullpen. His 2nd home run of this series. He now has 5 home runs in 10 career games against the Yankees. He likes what he sees from the Yanks.
Well, he certainly has been impressive in a short period of time with the Blue Jays.
Driven in 10 runs already. He just showed up on the last road trip in Cleveland.
He's going to have another hit. Hits this one into right field, his second hit of the afternoon. He has half of the Blue Jays' 4 hits.
That bat's going to be broken, but it shows you how strong he is. Hitting that ball out into the outfield for a base hit. Robertson goes cutter away, hits it off the end of the bat, but pushes it into the outfield. Good stroke.
Justin Smoke, he has doubled today. His 6th double of the season. There's a leadoff double in the 4th, but the Blue Jays couldn't do anything with it. Severino retired, Solarte, Martin, and Morales in order. Fly ball deep to center. Hicks is back at the wall. He is there, makes the catch. Hicks almost overran that ball. It kind of died on him right at the edge of the warning track. Smoke is retired. The inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees have the lead. Time now for a Blue Jays Central Updaters. Jamie Campbell with Joe Siddle from the Samsung broadcast studio.
Official team shop for your Toronto Blue Jays. Come visit us at the Toronto Eaton Center, Rogers Center Gates 1 and 5, and every in-stadium kiosk. For more information, visit jshop.ca or call 1-877-JSHOP.
Bottom of the 8th inning in New York. Yankees trying to win this series 3-1. Blue Jays are going to have to come back in the 9th. John Axford into the ball game, the 3rd relief pitcher to work for the Blue Jays this afternoon. He's making his 10th appearance of the season.
Number 9 was yesterday for Axe. 2/3 of an inning against the Yankees. A couple of hits, a run, a walk, and a strikeout. Big right-hander. He's got a great fastball.
Gary Sanchez hit a double down the left field line his last time up. He's the DH this afternoon. He goes after the first pitch, and it's a lazy fly ball to right. Granderson gets there, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Axford.
Yeah, I like that they're pitching him on back-to-back days. Yesterday, there's Chapman now warming up, non-save situation, but I like that they're using Big John on back-to-back days. Get him back out there. Threw a lot of pitches yesterday. A couple of hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Hey, he's nasty when he gets that fastball over the plate because it moves so much now.
Tyler Austin, his base hit in the 6th knocked Jaime Garcia out of the ball game. It was a single to center. 2-0. Axford threw 24 pitches in 2/3 of an inning yesterday. Blue Jays have an off day tomorrow. They'll pick up action on Tuesday against the Red Sox. Strike two. It's now 2-2. Minnesota will be here starting tomorrow night to play the Yankees in a 4-game series. Then New York goes out to the West Coast to play the Angels for 3 and Houston for 4.
I think Minnesota's going to be in the discussion as the season goes along. Having trouble getting their season started. A lot of inconsistent play. I think weather plays a lot of havoc with those teams in the American League Central.
Midwest teams have been dealing with terrible weather. Byron Buxton, their fine young center fielders on the disabled list with migraine headaches. Irvin Santana had a hand issue. He is not close to coming back just yet.
They had a suspension. Their starting shortstop Blanco was suspended for 80 games.
The Blue Jays are playing their 21st game of the season this afternoon. Minnesota's only played 15.
That might hurt later on in the season when those doubleheaders start piling up.
Really challenges your depth, especially the pitching depth.
It could ruin your bullpen for weeks if you have to overuse them.
Ground ball up the middle. Gurriel, 360, throws. Did he get back in time? According to Ted Barrett, he did. Austin doesn't think so. He points to the dugout and says, hey, I saw Smoke's foot off the bag, but Smoke with a big stretch, and he had time to get back to the base. Ted Barrett's the first base umpire. He had a close look at it. Boone is asking the video room to look at it.
Is there enough evidence? How about the play by Gurriel up the middle? Fires over to first base. Ted Barrett kept moving to try and get into position to call it. The Yankees are going to want to look at this one, and it didn't look like he got back.
Well, it's an important play for Austin. I mean, it's the difference between a hit and an out. Smoke's off the bag there, and he never really gets back to the bag. So that's why Boone, even though it's a 5-1 game, he said, you know what, I got to fight this one for my hitter.
Yep. And the crowd has just seen the replay, and that reaction tells you what they think. The umpire usually catches or stops right there to see the play, but because it was a wild throw and he had to see if the leg was on there, he had to keep moving in the foul territory. That looks like an easy call for the umpires.
So the Yankees have been very successful in challenging these close calls. They've had 4 of the 6 overturned this year. I think this one's going to get overturned as well. So it's a video review. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, made the call. He and Lance Barksdale are listening to the video review room in New York here. Shouldn't take that long. It looked like it was kind of a clear-cut play to be overturned. The question is to whether or not that Smoke got back to the bag. Now they have their decision, and boy, that surprises me.
That surprises everybody. Especially Tyler Austin. He thought he had himself an infield hit.
The rule on the field is upheld, so there are 2 outs.
Well, let's see. This is a different angle. The ball is in the glove now. Can't really tell from that shot if the toe is on the bag, but the umpire, that's what video review's for.
Well, the Yankee crowd didn't think they got it right. Andujar chops one up the third baseline. Axford a desperation throw, and it'll be another hit for Andujar. How about a 4-hit day for the rookie? 2 singles, 2 doubles. He has driven in a run and scored a run.
Both of his singles, infield hits. Now that play is really big. If he was safe at first base, you're talking first and second, and just 1 out.
So that'll bring the other rookie starter in the lineup up to the plate, Gleyber Torres. Gleyber is from Venezuela, making his major league debut here this afternoon. So far, he is 0 for 3. Martin knocks it down to keep the runner at first. I tell you what, the Yankees are in pretty good shape as far as their young talent. Andujar and Torres are here now. They still have Clint Frazier, who's dealing with some concussion issues, suffered in spring training. He's an outfielder, a very young outfielder, and a talented hitter as well.
Even though they traded away some young pitching, they still have some young pitchers down in the minor leagues that they're high on.
Fly ball to right. Granderson will make the catch, and Gleyber Torres in his major league debut 0 for 4, but the Yankees have a 5-1 lead as we head to the ninth. The Yankees on the verge of winning the series.
Presented by Honda. You can count on us to get home safe. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays and proud fan since 1977.
It's going to take the Blue Jays a 9th-inning rally to get back in this game, and they'll have to do it against one of the best in the business. So Randall Chapman is into this ball game. It's 5-1 New York. It is not a save situation, but the Yankees want to wrap things up. Chapman has only pitched once in this 4-game series, so he's back in there.
And it was pretty impressive when he did pitch. That was game number 1. 1 inning, struck out the side. 1, 2, 3. Aaron Boone, the manager of the Yankees, has said, I want this series, and he brings his closer in to try and nail it down.
And there is Solarte, goes after the first pitch. Solarte's had a rough day, couple of strikeouts, and he's grounded into a double play. Blue Jays have just 1 run on 4 hits. The Blue Jays had 6 hits in the opener. They scored 8 runs on 9 hits on Friday night, and then yesterday the same line, 1 run on 4 hits, as they lost 9-1 yesterday, and that's what they have done today. 1 run on 4 hits, and they trail 5-1. That one goes all the way back to the backstop.
Well, no tricks from the Cuban Missile. That's what they call him. He's got the best fastball in the American League, and he likes to show it off. He's hit 100 plus so many times people have stopped counting.
Ground ball rolled to the shortstop. Gregorius picks it up and fires across the diamond, 1 away. The Blue Jays have not lost a series this season. They split a series with New York, 2 games apiece to open the season, and this would be their first series loss of the season. They will have an off day tomorrow before they resume action on Tuesday. The Blue Jays would drop to 13-8 with a loss here this afternoon.
They had him on the ropes on Thursday night. They were missing that one big base hit. They ended up losing that one. Came back and won game 2. Yesterday, a big inning in the 6th inning for the Yankees blew that game open. Then too much Severino this afternoon.
Severino has worked 12 2/3 innings against the Blue Jays this season and has allowed just 4 hits. Two and 1 to Martin. Throw him a breaking ball and miss. Now 3-1.
Well, that's not fair when you start to gear up for that 100 plus. And he drops that slider off. Russell takes it very calmly. Now he's got himself into another fastball count.
Throw him a breaking ball. He walks him on a breaking ball with 1 out here in the 9th, and that'll bring Kendrys Morales to the plate. He must be working on something to throw him a breaking ball, and Martin takes it for ball 4. Kendrys Morales is over 3. Aroldis Chapman into the game trying to close things out and win the series for the Yankees. Morales 1 for 3 against Chapman. Now he misses with the fastball.
That's you hope for. It's not a closing situation, so maybe he isn't too fired up about it. He got the first out, and then it looked like he was trying. I don't know what he was trying to do there. A couple of breaking balls, but he lost it, and now he's behind Morales.
Chapman only has 3 save opportunities. He's converted all 3 of those. This is his 9th appearance of the season. He has now walked just 3 batters while striking out 17. But that was a curious pitch selection to throw to Martin, to walk him with a breaking ball with 1 out and a 4-run lead.
Breaking ball again.
Sometimes you'll call a breaking ball just to get a pitcher back to focus and get him into the strike zone, but I was surprised they throw him a 3-2 breaking ball to walk Martin. Another breaking ball. Well, it's really difficult because hitters know he's got that 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, you got to deal with that.
So now you would think Chapman certainly has the upper hand. Missed with the fastball.
He's missing with that fastball right now. He's coming out of his delivery just a little bit. His average velocity is 98 with his fastball. Still, his slider averages 86 miles an hour.
3-2. He threw Martin a breaking ball on this count to walk him. And he walks Morales. A breaking ball in the dirt. That's very curious. If I'm Aaron Boone, I'm wondering what's going on. Maybe, I don't know, maybe physically there's something going on with him, but he hasn't been close with his fastball, and he's gotten to the breaking ball and walked the last two batters he's faced.
So Didi Gregorius is going to come in and talk to him a little bit and say, hey, man, we got a 4-run lead. You're at the bottom of the lineup. Let's see if you can go after him. But he was coming out of his delivery on a couple of those fastballs, and they weren't even close.
So now Kevin Pillar, he's 2 for 4 against Chapman. He's had some success. I don't know what you would look for now, given what he has done this inning. There's a fastball at 96. He had to take something off to throw it over.
Maybe that's it. I said it looked like he was reaching back for a little something extra and coming out of that delivery.
'97 foul straight back. 0-2 to Pillar. Blue Jays have been terrific late in the games, capitalizing against some tough bullpens. This is supposed to be the best bullpen in the American League.
They can strike you out the best. A lot of big arms down there.
And Pillar strikes out 99 miles an hour with the heater.
That was no messing around right there. He said, okay, the experiment's over with the slider in a 4-run lead. I'm going to go right back to my best pitch. That's a fastball, and he picks up another strikeout.
The Yankees bullpen first in the American League in strikeouts per 9 innings, 13 and a third strikeout for every 9 innings pitched. Devin Travis, the last Blue Jays hope, and he takes a strike. Strike 2 with a breaking ball. 0-2.
Over half of his outs recorded come via the strikeout. You got to turn it up and expect that hard fastball.
Ground ball gloved by Austin, and that'll do it. The Yankees win the series 3-1. Too much Luis Severino here this afternoon. Severino 1 run on 3 hits over 7 innings, and the Yankees win the series.
Yeah, and they break out some of their young future stars, if you will. Miguel Andujar had 4 hits today for New York. Gleyber Torres makes his major league debut. He goes 0 for 4. The Yankees starting to show that they can hit with the best of them as they take the series with the win today, 5-1.
So the Blue Jays will have an off day tomorrow. Boston's in town. The